Whenever you're ready.
Oh my God.
Jessica! I've never been called a fox!
Dana.
That's a classy name for a Harry.
I like it classic.
Okay.
Do you?
Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Jessica.
Dana.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm here, aren't I? Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. I'm Dana Powell.
I'm Jessica Young. And we are here to rant and rave.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica, how are you doing? How was your week?
Oh, just dandy. You know, I'll tell you quickly. COVID, I had the opposite. Everybody has fatigue. I felt like I was on an 8-ball of cocaine for 10 days in a row.
Are you
And
serious?
yeah, I'm real serious. And I was real productive. Not with things I needed to do for myself, but with my work life. And it was because I was, stuck in a cave. I was stuck in my room quarantining. And I had the most successful week I've had across the board with my jobs as far as what I accomplished and the feedback I got from my bosses. And I'm not saying I ever want that again. I'm just saying that was the silver lining. Something in the universe was looking out for me.
That is so weird because
It's so weird.
you and I were like ding and dong. You were ding and I was a real dong because I got nothing done. I mean, I got done what I had to, but there was so much I needed to get done that I didn't. I am in a literal like bear crawl funk
I understand.
right now. There's just, regular life stuff. Also
Mhm.
it's spring break and I wish so badly I could take my kids somewhere and do something, but
I know.
I just, my husband works and also like I'm being honest, it's I can't afford it and it's still a pandemic. People are like nobody's wearing masks anywhere anymore. You just had COVID yesterday. I just read a
Mhm.
news article from like ABC or something
Yep.
that cases are absolutely 100% on the rise
Oh, yeah.
in Los Angeles specifically, in any
With
big city.
vaccinated people.
Correct, because it's a different variant.
Mhm.
So, which is what we kept saying was going to happen if people
Mhm.
whatever. I am clearly in a funk.
Well, I'll tell you
there
something.
was
You sent me an article about that, and then I read something right after it too that said America is acting like this is over because we're sick of it. Just like people are acting like gun violence and mass shootings are just par for
normal.
the course and
Yeah.
say, oh, this is awful. We have to do something about it. And how many years later are we not doing something about it?
Yeah, there were just 2 shootings last week, I believe.
Yes. Anyways, please continue. I'm just saying I feel you on all of that.
Yeah, no, just like we had a little bit of a scare with my dad. They're looking into it. And then also my evil kitty is not well.
Cutter.
My Cutter kitty is ill, and we should
Oh.
find out today. I didn't tell you this beforehand because now I'm crying. I'm
Oh.
sorry.
It's okay.
I know she's so evil, and I do hate her in a lot of ways. We all do, but we also love her.
Of
And
course.
there might be some cancer, which we have lost Kitty to cancer before, and
Mm-hmm.
she is terrible, but she loves us the only way she knows how.
Totally.
She's 12 years old, which I know is getting up there, but it's not too old.
No,
Uh,
not especially not for a cat, right?
yeah. So, we had 3 kitties at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, and we lost all of them too young.
Mm-hmm.
One to urinary issues, one to cancer, and I just, how you have a gut feeling, and I just, when I see her, I just knew that it was time to take her in because something drastically changed. Her behavior
Mm-hmm.
drastically
Mm-hmm.
changed. She was not bad. And I was like,
Oh my God.
something's wrong. She's not
Yeah.
bad. And I was right. So anyway,
Oh, I'm
it's been
so
hard
sorry.
for me to like
Yes.
be motivated to do anything. I know I look terrible right now, but I just am showing up where I can.
Absolutely.
So anyway, that's what's going on with me.
I'm so sorry.
Thanks, lady.
Ugh.
I'm hoping that I'm not the dong of this week, but who knows?
You know what? Life happens, and sometimes we just have to take whatever we can do that's important, and your pets and your family are the most important thing in life, okay? Everything
just,
else is secondary.
yeah.
Truly.
So anyway, that's my story, Jessica. I wish
Wow.
I didn't have to stick to it, but I haven't accomplished much. I haven't felt very motivated. I'm just showing up where I need to.
Totally.
And hopefully that's okay for the moment. But
It is.
anyway, before we get into our rants, should you
Yes.
tell people how to get a hold of us?
Oh, yes. It seems like you guys have really been active and really listening to us as far as that. So keep those messages coming. We love it. You can find us at the Rants and Raves podcast on both Instagram and Facebook, on Twitter at raves_the. You can send us an email at the Rants and Raves podcast at gmail.com, or go to our website, hit the contact button at www.therantsandravespodcast.com.
Woohoo! Thanks so much, everybody, for writing in.
Yes, thank you indeed.
I guess I'll just go ahead and launch into my to the first rant. I think I'm up first. Freudian slip there. This is a lip sync challenges rant. Let me just explain something. This might be from someone named Paina Dowell.
Oh, okay. I think I've
I
heard of her.
I think she's good friends with Jessica Jung.
Or I know her. You're absolutely.
I just want to preface by saying this is a very emotional rant.
As it should be.
I'll just get into it. Here we go. I'm sorry, but I am furious. That's how it starts, guys.
In caps.
No, this is all caps, every letter. Since when did we collectively as a society decide it is a talent to lip sync to someone else's words and act it out with your face? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
When we were in middle school and 11 years old, that's when.
Who can't do that? I mean, a headless person? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. What is your all caps talent? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. That you scour TikTok and Instagram to find sound bites that are funny that you did not create, but you just act out for question marks with your face. 5 question marks. No, 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 no. I call bullshit 7 exclamation points. That isn't talent. It isn't even creative. And why would I rather see you do that than someone I actually like? For example, my dad. I'd watch him lip sync stuff all day and I'd love it because he wouldn't know how to do it and he would just gripe and have a Powell scowl the whole time. But that's beside the point. The point is, what makes watching your face in your shitty bathroom lip sync lines from a Jim Carrey movie into a brush, no less, so special? Are you better, all caps, than Jim Carrey, question mark? Is that really creative or talented?
No.
Let me answer those questions for you. Fuck, period, no, period, rant, period, over, period. I'm done. I'm out. I can't take it anymore. You're not creative. You're not talented. You're stealing other people's ideas and words and putting them on top of your face in your bathroom or while you're eating snacks or whatever. I don't care. The only way I would ever accept that is if you have cute baby ducks, or you've got an emu, or there's a giraffe bullying another giraffe, and I get to see that. That's the only way it's acceptable ever. Why are you getting jobs over talented people? Because you got no talent, you stealing.
Yes.
You are lip syncing. That was a TV show in the 70s. You're not a performance artist. This isn't replication. You on GD TikTok. It's 30 seconds. You couldn't be creative for 30 seconds. Every single reel we're watching these days is somebody mouthing to a movie
Yes.
or a line that a kid has said while they were talking to their parents on a camera.
You're totally right about all of this. And those are the people now that are getting hired to have their own TV show.
Which is probably why my feathers is so ruffled. Okay.
I mean,
Because
it's not
I was told
I'm
you
wiping my
pay-
brow.
I know. I was told you pay your dues. You learn your craft.
Yes.
Okay? You look up to people ahead of you. You respect them and you learn from them, from their mistakes and from their successes. Okay, I did all that, and I'm sitting in front of my computer with a half-eaten bagel and a monster with no medical insurance, even though I got a resume. Well, Hollywood is fucking Tindering me for auditions. Swipe right, swipe left. We're seeing 700 of you for a 2-line part. Boy, I hope I get it. All I gotta do is go find Scarface and go, "You talking to me?" on TikTok. Woo, I made it.
And now I think the expectation is going to be to see you do that.
You talking to me? Come on. I can't. This is my career. This is not like, I've tried to explain, I'm on the elderly side of life. Okay.
Stop it.
I mean, if we're being honest, okay? I followed all the rules. I did what I was supposed to do. And then I got to where it was supposed to pay off. And they were like, just kidding. Pulled the rug out. I could have broke a hip. You don't know. Okay. I cannot understand why anyone thinks it is talent. Jessica, say something. Just anything. Say something to me. How you feeling today?
I feel okay. I'm a little bit sweaty.
Stop. Say it again.
I feel okay. I'm a little bit sweaty.
Oh, I just lip synced to Jessica. You can't see it. You'll see it on the video that I keep promising. But I'm so devastatingly unmotivated. I wonder why. You haven't seen a video yet. Now, you tell me,
God.
based on that, would you give me a TV show? And you better say yes.
Of course I would.
Thank you. Now, that
Actually,
needs to translate into the real world.
I'd like to license you with Mattel, and you could be the next Ryan's World, and we'll pay you $5 million a year for you to unbox free toys that we send to you. Oh, better yet, I'll do you one up. We'll put your name on it.
Okay.
Dana's Treasures.
I just saw an article, the top 5 YouTubers. Okay.
Is Ryan one of them?
Yes, of course. But I assumed it would be Ryan, Cutie Pie. And then I was like,
He's not a cutie pie. I told you he looks like the love child of Tattoo from Fantasy Island and Telly Savalas.
Okay, first of all, you're bullying a child.
He's doing fine with that money. He's doing Second
of all, Grandma Jessica, I said PewDiePie, who is one of the top 5 YouTubers.
Excuse me, PewDiePie, did you say?
PewDiePie, PEWD pie, as in apple pie.
What is PewDiePie?
Oh my God, he's
a
been
unicorn?
No, he's been one of the top YouTubers for like a decade. Where have you been? But that is my point. The rest of them, I knew those 2. The other 3, I had no clue who they were. I've never heard of them in my life, and they are multi-millionaires.
You know what?
I don't want to be a jerk. This is going to sound horrible, but please take it within the confines of this conversation.
Yes.
I have been on some of the most popular shows to ever air in the United States.
Yes.
And I struggle week to week to make it.
Yes.
And I've never heard of these YouTube people who are multi-millionaires. Now, could I start my own YouTube channel? Maybe. But it's to the point now where it's not that easy to make it. And you have to have these network, they cross promote with each other. It's a whole other career, is basically my point. That is
100% it is.
starting over from square one. At 102 years old, nobody wants to. Now, I try to keep up with the trends. I don't want to be rude, but I did know who PewDiePie was, Jessica. And I try to go, okay, what can I use these avenues for? I keep up with my Instagram. I definitely have a public persona on there,
Mhm.
but I also am still trying to have a career within the confines of like, how do you have a career? And it's not working anymore. I
It's
don't know.
really shitty.
I don't know how a workaday actor is going to survive anymore without it just being a part-time hobby, which if you've ever worked in this industry, it's not a part-time hobby.
Exactly.
People think, oh, you don't have a regular 9 to 5. You must be so flush with time. And it's like, I bet you I am equally or more so busy than you because I am doing things constantly to try and hustle and get my face out there. I'm constantly creating new things that I haven't pitched before, trying to get
Mhm.
somebody to listen until somebody else makes almost exactly what I've been talking about for 3 years. Why are there 2 shows being made right now about sitcoms from the 90s that get a reboot? One show like that might be good.
Mhm.
What we need two.
I
Why?
agree.
So anyway, you can see where my madness, why I'm a dong this week. Unless you are having animals lip sync to things that a child did or a movie or something, I don't want it. I don't want to see you. This one girl just set me off the edge, and I'm sure she's a perfectly nice human being. But I was like, you're not Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that movie from 2001 anyway. I don't know who told you you were funny, but they ought to be old school horsewhip because you ain't. Okay? It's that
Horsewhipped.
how you learn in comedy classes, like the absolute most 100% way you can fail at being funny is to try and be funny.
100%.
People can sniff that out, like that self-aware.
Yep.
Ugh, and that's what these are. I mean, there was that guy that was popular on TikTok. He did that. All of his things were lip syncing to Scarface and every Al Pacino movie he could find,
Mhm.
blah, blah, blah. Cut to couple months ago, he murdered his girlfriend. Okay? These are the people that are now the talented ones taking over entertainment. I'm sorry, what?
What?
That guy didn't just out of the blue become a murderer. He had some tendencies beforehand, I'm sure.
Oh god.
Millions of followers, millions. Just go watch the movie, guys. Why you want to see someone who looks nothing like the real person with curly hair, who clearly thinks he's everything and apparently above the law, lip
Unreal.
syncing, not even using his own voice. They don't even use their own voice.
I know. It's not even like they're Rich Little or something and great
Nah,
at doing
no, not
impressions.
impression is it's not impressions. It's not. It's lip
For
sync.
anyone born after 1975, you can Google Rich Little and educate yourself since I just really showed my age.
You showed your age when you were like, "He's not a cutie pie. He looks like tattoo."
And Telly Savalas.
You had
Oh,
to Google
man.
those names too. I don't know. I maybe just sound like a bitter old woman, but I am caught between this world. I exist in this world where a lot of people think, "Why are you bitching? You're so successful. I'd give my right arm to be where you are." I understand that. And then I'm also existing in this world where my friends literally have Oscars and are series regulars on shows. And they're like, if you don't like it, just quit. Okay, cool. I'm 46. I'm just going to up and quit my career. My career where it's the only talent I have. You better believe this mouth wasn't built for an office job.
Oh, my God. First of all, it is not the only talent you have, but no, you are an actor, and that is what you are
And I
destined
also
to
exist
continue doing.
between this world of like public perception of me, and I get it. I have built this, is that I'm a kind of a happy bubbly, that kind of a clown, a lot of putty faces,
Mhm.
overreacts to things, but that's not really who she is. I hope not. um, like this comedian. And so I have a hard time being taken seriously. I've done
Mhm.
a lot of really, I'm so lucky. I've done a lot of really cool things in my life.
Mhm.
And still, I am treated like a woman, which we already know is less than, a child, because I sound like a cartoon, even though I can't beg a job in voiceover.
Mhm.
I'm small in stature, not girth, but stature.
Shut up.
I'm like this adorable cartoon spider that no one respects, okay? So I'm like fighting to be an adult that's heard, fighting to be an artist who has learned their skill and craft and does a good job and prepares and doesn't steal other people's material
Mhm.
ever. I just feel like I'm living between all these worlds and they all feel unfair to me.
Mhm.
And whatever, mwah, poor Dana. But I guarantee I'm not the only one feeling this way.
Totally.
Um, I think it's time that we stop bolstering. I've brought it up before. I'm like, how did Bella Porch go from bugging her eyeballs and pooching her lips to like hit songs and shows? I don't, that's not a talent because if I put myself on the internet 10 million times going, I ain't getting a show, I guarantee you.
Oh my god.
Okay? Because if that is the answer, if that's the answer, if that is the answer, I will peel my face off, roll it in a ball, and throw it at you if you want. If that's what you want and that gets me a job, here it comes, heads up. I just
Oh
threw my
my,
face at him. You can have it. Do what you want. Stretch it every
oh
which
my
way to nowhere.
god.
Oh, Jesus. Don't worry, everybody. Don't worry. I have therapy later today. All right.
Oh
I
my
spent too
god.
much time. Let's move on.
Hilarious. Oh, good. I just coughed before I hit the mute button. Thank God.
No, I didn't hear it.
Genius. Oh, okay. Maybe it worked. All right. So I have a rant from one of our listeners that we love. This is from Jill in the Great White North, my
Woo!
birthplace of Montreal.
That's Montreal for you English speakers.
um, we of course talked about COVID. She sadly had it too. She works with the public. She is a delivery driver and she caught it. And we were discussing how lucky we both are to have vaccines.
Mhm.
If you don't have it, get it. I'm not trying to get on that soapbox, but I kind of am. Anyways, I won't digress. Here is the rant. I have a rant that really, in capital letters, sets me off and I need to vent. As I've mentioned before, I drive a delivery truck. Accordingly, I'm on the road many hours a day. What pisses me off the most? Bad pedestrians.
Oh, okay.
The worst are the ones who cross the street with their eyes on their phones, don't even glance to see if a car is coming or if the light is red, and just slowly meander across without a care in the world. Oh,
Mm,
girl, I am with you, okay?
mhm,
I have literally had someone walk into my vehicle after I came to a dead stop
mhm.
because she was too busy looking at her phone rather than where she was going.
I 100% believe that.
Yep, you
Yeah.
can just see like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
if I had been moving, it would have been considered my fault. But luckily, I saw that she was clueless and I just waited for the inevitable.
Mhm.
She looked sheepish, but didn't even apologize. Another terrible pedestrian habit is when people cross on a diagonal rather than straight across.
People do that. Our
Oh,
intersections
yeah.
are too huge. I don't think anybody can do that in our
Exactly.
city.
There's a rare exception. I can think of one intersection that's like that at a huge intersection in Santa Monica,
Yeah?
like right by the beach. But
People do
Di
that?
yes, it's like a six-way crossing, but everybody's gotta cross at once, and then there's no pedestrian crossing
Oh.
until the
Oh, so
next light.
but it's meant to do that.
It is meant to do that.
Yes, I mean, like, just wildly going, "Well, guess I'll go catty corner across this intersection. That seems crazy to me.
Right? Let's see. I just lost my place. Now I know some intersections are made to be crossed this way, and those are not the ones I'm talking about.
Right.
I'm talking about ones where traffic is literally waiting for you to get across before they can begin moving. Well, I don't know if most pedestrians forgot the Pythagorean theorem, but,
Hello.
but when you cross on a diagonal, it takes more time. It takes more time than if you cross straight across one way. People are waiting on you. You aren't the only person on the road. If you insist on crossing that way, then hurry your butt up and get across.
Oh, yeah,
Just
that's another thing. People will go slower than what they normally walk because 'cause they're like, "I have
yes.
the right of way.
Yes.
I'm a pedestrian."
Which is not
It's
true.
not cool either.
It's not. Oh my god. We keep like telepathically guessing what she's going to say
Oh,
next.
no.
Just because pedestrians have the right of way doesn't mean they get to act like entitled jerks and waste
Yes!
everyone's time.
She's 100% right.
Get off your phones, use proper road etiquette, and cross the road safely. As the old school PSA used to say, arrive alive.
Oh,
Ugh, rant over. Thanks for letting me get that out. With the nice weather coming back around, more people are out walking, and I've noticed an uptick in horrific pedestrian behavior. Take good
absolutely.
care, ladies.
I
Jill,
mean,
we feel you.
so much. It blows my mind that any person with a beating heart would ever start to cross a street without making eye contact with the driver nearest them. I always make eye contact.
Absolutely.
Whether I'm a pedestrian or a driver, I will make eye contact and I
Yep,
will go, "Yes, I see you. Yes. Yes," right? Even if
totally.
they but I can't tell you how many people don't even look. And I'm like, "You're putting a lot of faith in me, and you definitely shouldn't." Anyone who listens to this podcast knows, do not put your life in Dana's hands. What? But they
Hilarious.
don't even look up. They don't it
Well, it's really messed up. If you are walking, I don't care if you're on a sidewalk, unless you're like in a field and no one's around. When
right.
you are walking in public and you're walking around a city, I don't care
You
if it's
have
even
to
in
be
the
aware.
suburbs.
Mhm.
Yes, and you don't look at your GD phone
I'm
when
telling
you're
you what,
crossing an intersection.
Jessica, I have had several conversations about this lately.
Ugh.
Traffic is back to quote unquote normal in
Uh,
LA. It's
meaning
real bad.
awful.
Yes, it's really, really bad. And lately, I've complained about the slowest drivers are always in the fast lanes, and then they get mad when you want to try to pass them. I'm
Yep.
like, I don't understand what's going on here.
Yes. And
You're not
then they
turning.
speed up.
Then they speed up and they won't let anyone around them, and then eventually they slow down again, and then they're mad at you, like whatever. So there's that happening. I will tell you 9 times out of 10 when I pull up to somebody that's going,
Mhm.
not joking, 30 miles an hour on the 101,
Yep.
but then won't let anyone pass them, they are full blown staring straight up
Yes.
at their phone. I mean, I see it at least 5 times a day if I'm
Yep.
driving. Someone full blown staring at their phone and don't have their foot on the gas so they think it's okay. No,
Uh-huh.
you're messing up traffic,
And on the
and it's dangerous.
highway.
Yes, and it's dangerous. I mean, it just blows my mind, but phones are becoming a real problem. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I do not put my phone in my hand and full blown stare at it and text and do what, like, Dana Powell. I have gotten to the point lately where twice last week. Now, obviously, I'm on edge.
Mhm.
You know, Todrick, do you know who that is?
Yes.
He actually was paid by the city of Santa Monica years ago to make a PSA music video about not staring at your phones when you cross intersections in Santa Monica because
Really?
too many people were getting hit.
Yes.
Pedestrians. Yeah.
And again, you're like waiting and you're like, okay, we're cool. And then somebody who's not looking up, like Jill said, walks right into your car. Not okay.
That is extreme. I mean, we've all been joking for years. We've all been taking pictures of families at restaurants and all 4 of them are on their phones. And I say, like, it's
Okay.
joke, 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 joke. But these are not jokes. This is life.
Yes.
Like, it's deadly.
Yep.
And the
My
thing
my
is,
friend's
what if
father
Jill
is in a wheelchair because of someone texting, slamming into them on the highway.
well, and think about this, what if Jill had hit her? even if she was going 3 miles an hour, that family is going to sue that company.
Of
She's gonna
course.
lose her job. How's she gonna get another one? It's probably a lot knock on her license. Like, you could ruin other people's lives.
Yep. 100%.
It's so not worth it because I guarantee you most of the time they're looking at their Instagram to see how many likes they got, or a friend is texting about something
Yes.
silly that you can answer when you get there, or if it's that important, pull over.
100%.
If you're looking at your phone while you're at a stoplight, I don't care. If you don't see that it didn't turn green, I'm gonna honk at you, and don't get mad at me because you're looking at your phone, not the light. I'm just politely letting
Exactly.
you know. But if you
Exactly.
are driving or you are walking where there are multi-ton vehicles driving at fast speeds anywhere near you, don't be looking at that phone.
Exactly.
It's not that important, I guarantee you.
No, it is not.
Wow.
Rant over.
I need a cleansing breath
So do I.
like you would not believe.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to explain what we're doing? Because I feel frozen.
Hilarious. We like to take a moment and breathe in all of the good and release all of the bad. Dana and I talked about this last week. I have personally been employing it into my daily life and have for quite some time, that when I feel overwhelmed or I'm having anxiety or panic or anything else, even sometimes when I just feel really racy and crazy and don't know why, I stop, and the only thing I know to do and that I can do no matter where I am is take deep, long breaths and be conscious of that and literally try to bring myself down to a normal level. So we encourage you to do it. If you are alone, feel free to scream it out. We do sometimes. One of us
Mhm.
will mute. Actually, you probably always hear my dragon's breath exhale with all the pollen and God knows what is up my nose. It's just a daily problem. Anyways, please join us. We're going to take a deep breath in, hold it, and then let it out. Ready?
Mhm.
1, 2, 3. Mine sounded gross. Dana's you can't hear because she's a lady, and hers was dainty,
And I
like a
was still
flower.
taking breaths. You know what I thought? It's always good to think of something you're grateful for when you're feeling spun out like I do.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought while we were breathing, I thought, "Oh, thank God I'm not on my period." Can you imagine with all the emotions you've heard through this microphone today, can you imagine if it was heightened by that time of the month?
That would be a real doozer for
Oh my
everyone.
god, I'd probably be running naked down the street with a spoon or something. All right, let's get into our corners.
Let's do it.
I'm up first. I have an excuse me corner.
Yes. That was sent to us by a listener, and I forgot to mention that. So my
I
apologies.
love it. Here's a little clue about what it might be about. Indecent exposure, 10,000 miles up.
What?
I don't know. I'm excited. Man
Uh,
arrested, placed on no-fly list after allegedly masturbating 4 times on Southwest flight. Oh, now I'm out.
4 times.
4 times masturbating. I thought maybe he was streaking and it was kind of silly. Nope.
Shrieking.
Nope. A man is facing federal charges, as he should, after he
Uh-huh.
allegedly exposed himself several times in front of a female passenger during a Southwest Airlines flight from Seattle to Phoenix. Good God, we could have been on that flight.
Okay.
Um, Antonio Sherrod McGarity was arrested by the Phoenix Police Department after his flight landed at Sky Harbor on Saturday.
Dear God.
During the 3-hour flight, dude, you couldn't keep your hands off of it for 3 hours.
Ew.
Oh my God. He allegedly pulled down his pants. Also, not necessary, y'all. Just pull your weapon out, right? I mean, listen, I'm not telling you how to do it. Let's not do it at all, but definitely don't
Okay.
need a full pants down.
Oh, dear God.
If at least 4 times. McGarity was seated in seat 11F. Okay, let's keep that. Let's note that if I'm ever on Southwest, don't care what plane it is, never sitting in 11F. And the female witness was in 11E. The complaint states shortly after taking off, and while the aircraft was in the air, McGarity exposed his penis by pulling down his pants and shorts and began masturbating. At some point during the flight, McGarity fell asleep, and the female witness got up and advised the flight crew. She waited till he fell asleep?
I
Oh,
would have been
yeah.
literally screaming
I would have, as soon
and
as it
pushing
came out,
that button like it was my job.
and then yelling and pointing, penis, 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 to anyone around me. Poor thing.
Poor
Aw.
thing.
She
The
didn't know.
lady?
She didn't know she could get up,
Oh, I
right?
know. I thought you meant him. I'm like,
No, not
what?
him. Yeah. The complaint talking about the woman, noting that the woman took. Oh, she advised the flight crew about the incident. The complaint continues, noting that the woman took photos of McGarity. She was moved to another seat on the aircraft. Okay. When the flight landed, the woman was questioned by officers and the FBI. McGarity
Oh.
admitted to the actions, telling law enforcement he knew the woman could see him, but claimed she put her hands in the air and told him it really doesn't matter if he
And waved him
masturbates.
like she just don't care. What do you mean she put her hands in the air? Oh, you're all right. Hey, hands off. Do what you got to do.
Which he thought was kind of kinky. That's a quote.
Shut up. Dana, no.
I can't believe the stories this man's brain told himself. There's so many. He told himself, I can't not masturbate for 3 hours straight. He told himself the woman beside him wanted to see it 4 times. He told himself his dong was too huge. He had to pull down all layers of clothing just to heft it out of there. And then he told himself that she just didn't care and thought it was kind of kinky. What? Your brain is lying to you.
I'm appalled.
It's so gross because I've had that happen before, not on a plane, but remember the Hollywood Christmas parade I've talked about ad nauseum where that man was
Mhm.
masturbating on the side of my body.
Yep.
It's horrible and it does feel violating. It's such a
Yep.
icky feeling. I would imagine a high percentage of our women and male listeners have probably experienced it at some point, and no
Oh,
one should have to.
right.
Holy
Also,
cow.
Louis C.K. So just going to leave that there.
I hope it made everybody gag
Mm-hmm.
when you said his name because I
Mm-hmm.
used to be a big fan, and
Me too. And guess what?
no one should
He should
be
not have gotten a
a
Grammy.
Grammy. No, you shouldn't have. Okay. So later, Southwest said McGarity's received a lifetime ban from flying with them. Okay. Um,
Mm-hmm.
on April 2nd, crew members received a report of inappropriate behavior. I don't. Okay. Um, we immediately placed the passenger who exhibited lewd behavior on our no-fly list. Like, that's it. That's the end of the story. They just
Oh
repeated,
my
here's what he did
God.
on our plane, and we took care of it. Well, you didn't, but you did the best you could.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I didn't even say who wrote this. This was from People Magazine, and it is written by Vanessa Etienne.
Oh.
Mhm.
Thank you for that, Dana. And thank you for sending that in, Sarah.
It's also like a serious. I know we were laughing because it's corners, but like unacceptable anywhere,
No.
anytime. Do not ever pull your junk out to
No.
sexually stimulate yourself in front of anyone.
Okay.
Maybe not even if you're married. I don't know. Some people might not want to ask first.
Amen. Well, this is a much lighter-hearted corner.
Oh, good, good.
This is a Hollywood corner. It's been a while. What?
Hollywood.
Da, 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 Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Rod Stewart takes matters into his own
Oh
hands.
God, I hope it's not another dong situation.
Oh my God. All right. Let's see. Me and the boys thought we'd come and do it ourselves, Rod said in a video shared to Instagram. Now, you guys are going to have to bear with me as I try to navigate this page since everything is frozen. This is really annoying. It won't let me pull up on my phone or on the computer. So please pardon. Okay. Rod Stewart doesn't want to talk about potholes. He doesn't? It seems like he does by this article. Over the weekend, the Do Ya Think I'm Sexy singer shared a video to social media where he takes matters into his own hands to fix the potholes near his Essex home. Stewart, 77, shared 2 videos to Instagram of himself wearing a construction vest with an Adidas tracksuit and a crew repairing the potholes outside. He captioned the post, "Working for a living, filling holes is good for the soul." Whoa, Rod, maybe not the best choice of words. In the first video, the Maggie May singer is seen shoveling as he says, "I'm repairing the street where I live because no one can be bothered to do it." Love it. Again, this is freezing, so I don't know what to say, y'all. This
Wait, do you want me to try and pull it up?
I guess. I am so sorry. This is so annoying.
I got it. Okay. Oh, what a wonderful picture. Stuart 77. In the first video, the Maggie May singer is seen shoveling as he says, "I'm repairing the street where I live because no one could be bothered to do it." In the next video, he demonstrates the numerous potholes and detailed his reasoning for taking matters into his own hands. Quote, "The other day there was an ambulance with a burst tire," he says in the video. "My Ferrari can't get through here at all. So me and the boys thought we'd come and do it ourselves." Now, Jessica, I'm going to say I understand the ambulance issue. That's a problem. But if you say
100%.
my Ferrari can't get through here at all, with the state of the world right now, I'm gonna have to come at you with a big "I don't care."
Yeah, that's quite a flex, Rod. Excuse me, Sir Rod Stewart. I didn't realize he had been knighted.
Yes, he has. Following the post, fans jumped to support with one Twitter user writing, "Yes, this really is Sir Rod Stewart. How many rock stars and celebrities would turn up and fix a road because the council couldn't? Well done, sir." Yeah, listen. Okay, in November, he spoke to people about his parenting style as a father.
Oh, don't even get into that. It's so weird and irrelevant.
He has 8 kids?
Yes.
Oh,
And he
okay.
said you
Well,
have to treat each one like an individual. Well,
uh,
yes, I hope so. They're all
I
their own
hope so.
people.
I hope so. You don't have a litter of kittens over there.
Now, I'm not trying to hate on Rod. First of all,
Okay, I have some thoughts about this.
I will interrupt this
Yeah,
broadcast to let everyone know that I just received a text from Hallen
yeah.
and it said loud exclamation point in capital letters.
But for what? You haven't been talking. You couldn't pull up your article. I was
Well,
talking.
apparently I'm shouting as usual, so he's letting me know via text.
You know what?
Okay.
Hallen and Penry say that to both of us. Has it stopped us?
Maybe they need to start going fishing together when
They
we record.
definitely do.
Okay. What I was going to say is, first of all, I do applaud. It's like, hey, if you're really going out there because you're like, you know what, this is not cool for
Okay.
anyone, which it's
Yeah.
not. Potholes
No.
are a horrible
It's
problem.
awful. Yeah.
They're horrible in Montreal. I know Jill can agree with me on that. It's like an epidemic there because of how harsh the winters are. So
Oh,
there's
I
a lot of
bet.
cracks and
Yeah.
potholes, and it's kind of just a known thing. But I will say this, like you mentioned, if it's for your Ferrari, not really the same as the story I heard on NPR this week, which, to add to this corner, was about the mayor of San Juan, Puerto Rico, who was the mayor during Hurricane Maria that devastated Puerto Rico. They're still not out of the woods from that disaster.
Mhm.
That woman moved herself by choice into the largest shelter for 3.5 months to see how the people lived. She said, "I am not above any citizen of my city and of our island." And she
Wow.
said, "I also thought if I'm there, I can see firsthand 24 hours a day what is and isn't being done for the people and ensure that things get done as best we can."
See, that's
Now
admirable.
that's a leader.
Mhm. That's
I'm
what
not
it's
saying
about.
Rod is a leader. He's a rock star, okay?
Right.
But if you want to flex and like do good because it's shitty because of the ambulance, he could have just done that. You didn't need to throw in the Ferrari part, you fool.
No, and also, let me tell you a little something about fixing, like, county or city roads. You're not supposed to do it, okay? You could get charges filed against you, because then they will
Oh.
say, "We have to fix what you did wrong,"
Mhm.
okay? Because they
Mhm.
have guidelines and qualifications and all this stuff. So, let me tell you how hillbillies get around this problem. You do it yourself, and you do it right. And you don't post it on Twitter, Instagram.
Uh-huh.
You get your brothers, and y'all go out there at midnight with your garage lamps, and you fix it, and you keep your mouth shut.
I have a feeling you may or may not know someone who's done this very
I
thing.
may or may not know several someones who have repeatedly done that.
I'm here for it. I approve.
Okay? That's
I
how you
approve.
get it done.
Yep. Vigilante Samaritans.
And listen, the guys I knew were doing it knew what they's doing.
Uh-huh.
That
And they're
we
doing
didn't
it
have city people come.
anonymously.
That's right, and we didn't have anybody coming to fix it. No mo'.
Okay.
Now, I ain't saying names, but ya know, they weren't on Twitter talking about they Ferraris.
I mean, for real though.
I understand you're frustrated and you wanna get something done. I literally just said in this episode, some of my friends have Oscars. I get it.
Hilarious.
But sometimes it is just a fact of life, but you gotta be like, I was using
Yes.
it as a comparison. You compared yourself an ambulance and a Ferrari. There's a
Uh-huh.
bit of a difference, I hope. Ooh, should I listen back to this episode and edit everything I said the first 30 minutes? Do we need a mindfulness corner? Oh, Lord have
Hilarious.
mercy. I've never claimed to be normal.
Now we're gonna fill up with the good.
This is the good part of the show. This is the only part that matters.
This is the positive part.
That's right. I'm going to start off our rave corners this week. This is for Sunflower of Peace, humanitarian aid for the people of Ukraine. Okay.
Which I'm
Uh,
sure everyone has seen on the news. We won't go into the morbid details because if
it's
you've
not good.
seen it, you don't need more. It's worse than you knew or thought.
Yes.
And they showed some very graphic, but to me, very
Horrific.
important things that the entire world needs to see.
It is beyond evil what is happening.
It's the train station bombing, forget
I,
about it.
yeah, it's just nothing about it is okay or normal or acceptable.
No.
Anyway, this is sunflowerofpeace.com. Them out. It says, help the people of Ukraine. Sunflower of Peace Foundation is a nonprofit organization committed to helping Ukrainians affected by the Russian military invasion. They're a USA based 501c3 nonprofit, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
On their website, they even put their identification number, their EIN, which is
Mm-hmm.
amazing. They're legit. Our current mission is to support the people of Ukraine. We collaborate with a global network of established organizations and institutions that are committed to helping Ukraine in this situation. Due to the current crisis in Ukraine, Sunflower of Peace has started a new fundraiser to provide medical and humanitarian aid that will be used by the paramedics and doctors in the areas that are affected by the violence in Ukraine. We are acquiring and distributing first aid backpacks, medicine, medical instruments, and other means of survival that are saving hundreds of lives. These supplies meant the world to these supplies meant the world to people affected by violence when we first started our fundraiser in 2015, and they mean the world to all Ukrainians now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to help? We are looking for logistics partners, volunteers in the US, and volunteer organizations in Europe. We are not accepting drop-offs currently. Check out the frequently asked questions page for more details. So
Mhm.
you guys can check them out, sunflowerofpeace.com. These people need us. They need our help. This
Yep.
seems to be a very legitimate way to maybe help with that if you are
Mhm.
capable. 501c3s and nonprofits, and then um, they're working with globally with other organizations. I think it's probably a safe bet that those funds are getting to where they need to
Yep.
go.
I heard about this on NPR. I've been listening. I love NPR, but
I do
this week
too.
I really went deep listening to NPR. And yeah, this is an amazing organization that's working with lots of different subgroups that can help. And just not like we needed another reason, but I'll tell you another news story I witnessed this week about the Ukraine is that there are huge numbers of women going into premature labor and prematurely giving birth because they're going
Stress.
from bomb shelter to bomb
Yeah.
shelter and stressed beyond belief
Oh
and have
god.
lost their home or have lost family members. So I have chills saying that right now.
Oh my
These are
god.
people that, God willing, maybe would have been healthy and hopefully had a normal, problem-free pregnancy,
Well,
but
they're
they
just
are
like you and
literally
I.
on the yes.
I mean, if you look at video of before footage, they have released before footage of, like, the center of town and
Uh-huh.
Ukraine and stuff.
Thriving
Beautiful.
city.
Looks like any city here in the United
Yep.
States. And now look at it. It is
Now
nothing but
it's
rubble
destroyed.
and ash. Yes.
Yep.
It's absolutely heartbreaking.
We can't sit by with this. I always feel that way when there's a humanitarian crisis, and this is 100% the equivalent if right now Canada or Mexico just marched into the US and started blowing things up,
Mhm.
you know?
Totally.
Like,
Yes.
so just everyone, please be mindful. Let's not, like all these other crises that happen, turn a blind eye or think, "Ugh, enough already." It's like, this is not going away,
No.
unfortunately. And even let's say if it ended today, the aftermath
Mhm.
of actual entire communities being destroyed,
Yeah.
there's so many layers to that onion that it hurts.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to also look towards the future of how the people of this country rebuild from the
Absolutely. And
ground up.
also, I just wonder if people are understanding the mass quantity of innocent lives that are being lost. I think it seems far away and up in the air with missiles and rockets,
Mhm.
and hundreds of innocent men, women, and children are being
Yes.
slaughtered.
Literally in cold blood.
Yes.
And as usual, the Russian state controlled media is not showing that, or is now, because I watched some of the footage through legit news sources, that they are telling their people that they didn't do that, that the Ukrainians came in and killed their own people,
Of
trying to
course.
pin it on that. So everything's a lie. The people in Russia have had their communication cut off from the world. You couldn't get them the real news if you tried.
Mm,
It just doesn't exist for them right now. So
no.
this is the world we live in of misinformation, and it's absolutely horrifying. And honestly, I think we all sadly know it happens here
Yeah.
big time. It's
Yeah.
been happening here. So
Yeah.
again, I feel like we're preaching to the choir. Our listeners, I think, all kind of concur. We're not looking for you guys to always agree with everything we say,
No.
but I have a feeling our community really feels the same as us about these issues.
I think so too. I just wanted to tell you with each of the backpacks that they're making, they're designed
Mhm.
for groups of 5 to 10 people,
Oh, wow.
and they include an array of first aid supplies such as bandages, anti-hemorrhagic, you know that word. Yeah,
Hemorrhaging,
yeah, hemorrhagic
hemorrhagic.
medicine. Yeah,
Mhm.
medicine and medical instruments, according to the organization's Facebook page. So Sunflowers of Peace also has a Facebook page.
All right,
Um,
fantastic.
I love this so much. I actually found an NPR article that has a non-exhaustive list of organizations that are asking for assistance.
Ooh, good.
Donations can be made through the links to their websites or their social media pages. Real quick, I'll just run through them if
Do
you
it.
guys don't care, if you want to grab a pen and rewind this later.
Mhm.
UNICEF.
Great.
UNICEF is a big one that they're touting. Medicine Sans Frontiers, which is Doctors Without Borders.
Mm-hmm.
They're running a range of activities in Ukraine right now. We're working with local
Amazing.
volunteers and organizations. Voices of Children, which I think we actually spoke
Mm-hmm.
about.
Yep.
Sunflower of Peace, International Committee of the Red Cross. I'm not always a huge Red Cross supporter, but they have done a lot of stuff for people. I think there are other avenues, but if that's one you want to go down, they are helping.
Mm-hmm.
Save the Children, which is based in London.
Yep.
Let's see. UN Refugee Agency. It's an international
Oh wow.
organization. Yeah, exactly. They're working with authorities and other UN partners in Ukraine to provide humanitarian assistance wherever possible and necessary. CARE is raising money for the crisis fund. It's a humanitarian organization as well. Um, they're hoping to raise $20 million and help at least 4 million Ukrainians. International Medical Corps is a global nonprofit. They're working as well. Um, they're actually working and preparing to deploy mobile medical teams to
Oh
go
wow.
around and provide emergency primary health services, also mental and psychological services, COVID-19 awareness, because that's still a concern,
Mm-hmm.
and prevention services for people who have been displaced. So I know that's a lot to take in. You can rewind and write down later. Maybe we'll put a list together and
Mm-hmm.
put it up this week. But anyway, we're profiling today Sunflowers of Peace. Check them out and any other organization you might be able to help with in some way.
Yep. I'll also throw this out. We have discussed it in the last couple of months. One of my heroes, Chef Jose Andres and his World Central Kitchen. He has been there. He is feeding as many people as possible. That man has put so much of his own time and money into this. He truly is somebody who puts his money where his mouth is. I hate that phrase, but he is a saint and he is doing what he can to feed people in crisis. He did the same for Hurricane Maria. He's an incredible man. So also World Central Kitchen is helping feed people who have been displaced because of this war. So again, there's endless organizations. We will post this entire list. Again, you can always look in our show notes. And I know if you pull something up or when you automatically get each episode to download, it only shows a few blurbs. If you've never looked at it and you open up and expand, you
Or
will
scroll
see
down
the
if you have Apple, you just scroll down and it'll show you the
exactly.
show notes. And we put links in there. So you
We
can just
do.
tap
I'll have the link to every single thing that we've raved about. So please check that out. Share that with others if you feel so inclined.
them.
And thank you, Dana, for that wonderful organization.
And thank you to everyone that's doing the best that they can to help in any way possible.
Yes,
I feel
absolutely.
often I feel paralyzed. I don't know what I can do. These kinds of
Hmm.
things help me. I don't have a lot of money to give, but I have other ways, and it helps me be
Totally.
knowledgeable about what's going on so that I can share that information as well. And
Yes,
we can all do that.
absolutely. So I came across this rave when I was at a favorite store of Dana and myself, Cost Plus World Market.
Oh yeah.
And they oftentimes have at least one product that they're featuring, like at the front of the store, and it has an amazing story behind it. We years ago talked about
The
blankets,
blankets.
and I'm sorry that company's name escapes me, but it was like for every blanket you buy, it gives 10 blankets to the homeless and
Right,
things like
right.
that. So this I absolutely loved. It really caught my eye. You guys know I'm a paper hoe. That's probably not the most appropriate thing to say, but there, I said it. I love all things paper and wrapping and whatnot. And I saw these. I'm sure it's not gonna necessarily come out. Yeah, it's not working.
No.
But there are these gorgeous, gorgeous bags that we will post a picture of, gift bags and
Oh.
wrapping papers. And so it really caught my eye. And then I noticed all the tags had a different face on it. So that always intrigued
Aw.
me.
Yeah.
So the company that did these is called Art Lifting, ARTLIFTING, and their website is artlifting.com. Artlifting empowers artists who are homeless or have disabilities through the celebration and sale of their work. I'm already on board.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
So, my favorite of the bags is a young man named Andrew Weatherly. So, I love it. It has a picture of the artist and their name. It has the title of their artwork. His is called Early Morning. And Andrew Weatherly loves blending colors to create unique paintings. His perseverance has helped him overcome many of the obstacles a person with Down syndrome often faces. He is proud that his artwork has been sold nationally. His inspiring story has been shared in various media outlets, including a short film shared by Ashton Kutcher.
Oh, wow.
The purchase of this bag changes lives for the better. So I tell you, if you have Cost Plus in your hometown, go check it out. It's in their gift wrap section, which is always phenomenal. Also
I'm
check out,
looking here. I looked up Andrew. I'm looking at some of his artwork. So good.
isn't it amazing?
Yes. I love
So
it.
there's so many good things, and when you go in, you will see art with a story. It will show featured people. Art lifting is a platform for artists that have traditionally been underrepresented in the contemporary art market. Each artist has a unique perspective, style, and story based on the diversity of their lived experiences, artistic talents, and innovative processes. The powerful combination of their artwork and stories inspire communities and drive social change. Art lifting
This is
provides a
really cool.
It's awesome. Provides a range of meaningful offerings and opportunities to differentiate the design of spaces. And then this I really love. Art Lifting is a public benefit corporation delivering value to buyers and creating opportunity for artists through its business for good model. Every artist earns 55% of the profit from the sale of their
Wow.
work, and 1% from each sale goes to a fund which provides art supplies to art groups nationwide.
Wow.
Incredible. It's such a good website, chock full of info. You can see a whole list of things for your business, for your home. Like, for instance, they have a partnership with West Elm Area Environments and Artist Scent. It shows you a portfolio of their clients, it shows you a whole thing about meeting the current artists. It's an incredible organization. And as you know, Dana and I are both big supporters of anything creative and artistic, from young children through the elderly, and how art touches all of us in different ways throughout our life. It is one of the things that we have to express ourselves, to
Mhm.
look forward to. It brings us joy in a time of happiness or tragedy. So please check it out. And yeah, they really have some beautiful things to offer.
It's really cool. I
It's a
love too that
win-win.
you can look at each individual artist and see all their works, but also see their story.
Totally.
I love it. Wow, this is really cool. Thank you
Yes.
for sharing that.
Absolutely.
My goodness, that's awesome. Jessica,
Dana,
I think that's our show.
I think it is.
Oh, I'm sitting here going, okay, do I need to re-listen to this or do I just need to apologize for everything I said today? I don't know what the answer is. Um, do you want to tell everybody how to get a hold of us in case they need to give Dana a mindfulness corner?
Hilarious. How about an encouragement corner? Um, Dana,
Yeah.
people can find us at the Rants and Raves podcast on Facebook and Instagram, on Twitter at raves_the. You can send us an email at the Rants and Raves podcast at gmail.com, or go to the contact button on our website, www.therantsandраvespodcast.com. Dana, I will tell you this.
Mm,
Do not feel bad for being vulnerable. And
mhm.
also, because we oftentimes can't see past our own nose, the end of our nose. I know I'm really dating myself with that Mary Poppins ish reference, but you created and filmed and produced a show with a friend. So I think you need to give yourself a massive slap, not just a pat, but a congratulatory slap on the back. And you're dealing with family and pet issues, and you're a full-time mom. So, for
Need
whatever it's
spring
worth,
break. This is
give
my poor
yourself
kid.
some credit, lady.
That's why my poor kid's in there. Like, "Can I be loud?" He's on spring break.
Hilarious. Also, I'll tell you this because I have quite a few friends who said the same exact thing in different parts of the country, and several of them here in LA, that they were kind of down and they can't do anything because of COVID or because of money. Everybody's dealing with a lot of the same issues. Don't you feel bad about that? And you will have a magical staycation. I'm serious.
Thank
There are so many things to do here that
Yes,
are just
100%.
fun,
Yeah.
and that goes for anywhere you live. And you know what one of my friends told me? And this always warms my heart because I know parents go, "What?" And they either can't believe that you remember that as an adult or they don't remember it. And it's like very touching to tell a parent or a guardian, "Hey, this was really special." My friend told me that they were very I don't want to use the word poor. I'm sorry, my words just escape me. They did not have a lot of money when she
Mhm,
was growing up.
mhm.
And her mom had apologized to her somewhere in her adult life and saying, "I'm so sorry that I couldn't do such and such or give you this and that." And my
Mm.
friend listed all of the things that her mom did. It reminded me of the movie Up, when the man thinks that he didn't get to do all the things with his wife, and then he looks at the book she made. Everybody who saw that movie cried their
Yes.
eyes out. Otherwise, you don't
Yes.
have a heart.
Right?
And she said, out of all the things, and she said it made her mom cry. She said, the thing I remember the most and was the most special to me is when you would make picnics. And they did it in the house. So her mom would lay out a blanket and make them a lunch, but pack it up and all this stuff. And they would have a picnic in the living
Aw.
room. Okay. So, like, that's something out of the norm. Every kid loves not having to sit at the table and be so formal. So,
Yeah,
I'm just saying, not just to you, Dana, you're very creative and always do fun things, but to everyone,
yeah.
do something like that with your kid. If you're bored or there is no money, something like that, or do it in the backyard. If you have a tent, pitch the tent and watch a movie on your computer back there or something.
Yeah,
There's so many magical things that we can do that we think like, "Oh, brother," but especially to a kid, you have no idea how happy they will be. Sometimes we forget that we don't have to take a child to Disneyland for them to have a
right.
wonderful day or an experience.
True. Very true.
So, I'm just throwing that out there.
Mhm. Thank you, Jessica. That is actually very, very true. Are you watching anything you need to share?
Yes, and, let me tell you, I don't care if anyone listening is a sports fan or not,
Mhm.
I am all in on Winning Time, the rise of
Lakers?
the rise of the Lakers.
Okay.
First of all, I love the late 70s into the early 80s, so the whole look and aesthetic of the show is
Uh-huh.
chef's kiss. Um, I almost said John Favreau, not Favreau. John, C.
C.
Riley
Riley. Uh-huh.
plays Dr. Jerry Buss, who's the owner of the Lakers. He's perfection. The actor playing a young Magic Johnson, whew, he'll be still in my heart. Him and the guy playing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they are both so talented and so good, and they're both real cute, okay? Um, I can't recommend it enough. Again, I'm not a sports fan.
No,
It's
me
an
either.
amazing show. It's really fun,
Also,
and
did you know that that is what kind of made Will Ferrell and Adam McKay Splitsville?
well, not kind of, apparently it is. Yeah, they were real close friends, and they're not anymore.
Because of that.
Well, from what I heard, and again, what do I know? This is just what I've read. Apparently, Will was originally going to be Dr. Jerry
He
Buss,
wanted to
and
be
the
John C.
producers
Riley's.
changed that. And I guess maybe that wasn't conveyed. It would be like if Dana and I did a project, and she's like, "Yeah, Jess, you're going to be the person on the talk show. It's your show," and then it comes to me finding out on Twitter, oh,
It's not me.
they cast Cameron Manheim as the talk show host.
You know what? Can
And
I
Dana
tell
didn't
you?
tell me as my friend.
Well, let me just give you some hope. I was in a last round testing for something that nobody ever saw. That would have been really cool, and it was between me and Cameron Manheim, and I thought,
Oh,
"Why are you even here?" And I booked it.
excuse me.
That might be one of the biggest highlights of my entire career is just staring at her. I'm sure
Uh,
she was like, "This kid, wow." Because of course
amazing.
I couldn't keep my mouth shut. I was like, "I just have to tell you, I think you're so amazingly talented. I
Yes.
love watching you. I think you're gorgeous. I think you're
Yes.
everything I wanna grow up to be." I couldn't
That's
help it.
really amazing.
I love her, and she couldn't have been nicer.
Oh, I love hearing
And
that.
humble and sweet and like, ugh, I just
Mhm.
think she's phenomenal.
I love it.
Ooh, alright. Well, I'm still gonna harp on Our Flag Means Death because I got to a point where there was a plot thing that I should have maybe seen coming and just kind of didn't register it, and I don't care. It was surprisingly precious and sweet, like, I just love it.
That's awesome.
It's stupid and funny and sweet and just an escape. I love it. So there's that.
Fantastic.
Um, I'm gonna leave you with a point to ponder, and actually, it was one that I had brought for last week, and we joked about it afterwards and
Oh,
said we didn't
yeah.
get to it, and it would have been apropos or whatever, but it feels like it's more appropriate today,
Alright.
considering how I snapped. Jessica, I adore you.
I
Uh,
adore you, lady.
I do feel a little better after recording.
Good. I
Everybody,
hope so.
please send good healing thoughts to my evil kitty cutter.
Yes.
Um, and we're gonna get through this week.
Yes, we are.
Jessica, did you know people are more creative in the shower? When we take a warm shower, we experience an increased dopamine flow that makes
Oh.
us more creative. All right, phone thrown down. Just gonna say
Ooh.
this. All you people out there lip syncing to movie lines, you better get your butts in the shower. We'll be back next Tuesday. Hopefully, I won't be so angry. Jessica, I love you.
I love you too. Have a great week.
I'm gonna try. Oh my god.
Ta ta.
Ta ta.